Meanwhile, in the Sutton Park of another dimension, Katrina Hortensia, the Katrina Hortensia of this dimension, not the one that we know and love. Meanwhile, in the other dimension, Sutton Park, Katrina Hortensia has just heard of Paul Chandler's appearance. Interesting. Very interesting. It would seem that someone new has entered this dimension. Yes. His name is Paul Chandler, I believe. Yes, it is very interesting indeed. I have not heard of him myself, although I hear that in his own dimension he fights against Sutton Park. In this dimension, I rule Sutton Park. I rule the world. Yes, well, this park anyway. And, yes, anyone who is, would try to fight for good in any dimension is an enemy of mine. Yes, it should be interesting and easy to, yes, to watch him. Yes, I have my many followers who can watch him as he progresses. Yes. It'll be interesting to see exactly what he does. I shall watch him before I kill him. Yes. I'm not sure exactly how he got here. He must have slipped sideways into this dimension. I was not aware until recently that there were other dimensions, but, I wonder if there is a Katrina Hortensia in that dimension, and whether she is as strong as I. Maybe I need to question him before I kill him. That would be interesting. Yes. If there is another Katrina Hortensia in this other dimension, and she's either more successful or less successful from her, than me, I mean, yes, oh dear, I'm so confused. Start again. Yes, if she is more successful or less successful than myself, I could find out how... Will you shut up? I'm trying to act. Yes, I might be able to discover the weaknesses or strengths of this other Katrina and build myself up. Yes, anyway, it's an interesting plot line to develop. We shall see about that. Right.
It's 8:35 p.m. It's 8:35 p.m. It's 8:35 p.m.
It would seem that Mr. Trowbridge is okay. And Crispin saying about coming up here. It's not a good idea at all. Oh dear. What I'm worried about is Paul. Paul and Comity. There's no sign of them. Lost, I think. I fear they're lost. Only Gorton Goss and Nemesis was still here and hadn't gone off to see the parents. Oh dear, they might have better suggest something. What about you, Asriel? Have you got an idea? Me? An idea? Yes, I might have. My servant Valgard, he may be able to detect where they are. If they're not in this dimension, he might be able to locate them. I will talk with him and see what I can get him to do. He may be able to help.
So, whilst things of a strange nature are happening to Comedy and Paul in that other dimension, back in the normal dimension, at Harry's place in Oxford, a lonely little hat is lying on the table. Yes, he does take it off. That lovely little hat, which would be so useful to Paul when he goes to exciting parties and things, because it's very structurally beautiful, and it would make him the belle of the ball. And
But
boy,
mine.
look, if I admit to you that Paul doesn't want it at all, and that I'd rather like it, could I?
No, it's my hat. It's my hat.
Okay, I understand.
You're staying in for detention afterwards.
Oh no. Meanwhile, in the other dimension, things are happening which have nothing to do with this. Forget that. Yes. Anyway, that's a beautiful hat I've got there. Anyway, yes. Meanwhile, in the other dimension, Mr. Freeman is still exploring the other dimension, Hampton Court, and Paul and Comedy are still following him too, apparently. He's still there, Paul. He must be very quiet. I see him, yeah, alright, I see him. I don't know where these gloves came from. I obviously acquired them whilst I was time travelling. I'm not complaining. Paul, I saw something coming out of the water then. Yes, so did I. I hope he doesn't try and... I hope Lee's alright. There's something else coming out there now. Something living in that pond. Something nasty. Comedy. What are we going to do? I don't know. I really don't. We could shout to Lee, but I don't know. He's right. There's something going on around here. Oh, that creature from the water. He's approaching Mr. Freeman. What will happen? Oh, Paul! I think he's done for. Paul, it's Lee. Don't worry, don't worry.
You nearly scared the life out of me, you
How did you get away from
bastard.
that pond? We saw you, but there was something. Did you see that thing that came out of the pond?
Yes, I saw it.
You believe there's something going on now?
Yes, I know there's something going on.
Look,
I happen to think that you might have something to do with it, though.
Well, come out of the way. I don't know where that thing is, so we want to get out of the way. Come on. Now, come on, this way. Come on this way. Everything's got to do with that bloke.
They're too open here.
Yes. Oh.
Too obvious. Mind you, they're on that level down there. So. Hang on. There's another fountain.
I think that I was wondering if that parking had anything to do with it. It's smaller than I thought. I do not think it was the park keeper. It looked evil and mean, but I don't think he was responsible for the things in the pond. I don't think we should stay here much longer. You're probably right, Comedy, but I want to talk to Mr. Freeman first. What?
Look! Look!
Well, you had it was on a piece of... it was on, I'm sure it was on a pencil. It was like attached to a pencil.
I just thought I saw one.
Oh.
Well,
Are you sure that wasn't...
no, I don't know what it was. Now look, I suggest you get rid of these little monster things because they're
I'm
annoying
not
me.
doing it. Nothing to do
Yes,
with me.
they are.
But if you're not willing to help me, I've got to go and find somebody who is. Look,
I've got nothing to do with it. You know my name. What? You're some sort of government person checking up on the DSS or something?
no, I'm not.
Attacking me with little monster things just because I don't have a job.
Oh, look. It's a long story. But
Look,
you
I'm not
probably
interested.
don't want
All
to
I'm
hear it.
interested
no.
in survival. So you can go and distract him. Me, I'm off home now. All right?
Right, okay.
All right?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Goodbye. I think it's the best thing. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm sure he was working that monster.
I said distract them, not stand in front of your camera talking to yourself, you stupid little pervert.
Go away, you don't want to be... Look, viewers, I think it's about time we left here. I don't know what to do next, but Comedy and I have been thinking maybe go back to Birmingham and see how my life stands in Birmingham. See if I can contact people like Nick or Lane and things, I don't know. All very strange, poor strange creatures in the lakes and things. Oh, I do not know. It's better, as you say, to go back to Birmingham and find out exactly what is going on. I wouldn't be surprised if that Mr. Freeman is involved with those creatures. Maybe he put them there himself. Maybe he is responsible. That's why they didn't attack him. I mean, yeah, you're right, Comedy. It did seem a bit strange. 1 minute he's walking by the lake, they're following him. Yes, and then the next minute he's cowering behind a thing, pretending to be, and then suddenly his attitude to us was all chatty. I don't know. I don't think we should have trusted him. It's good that we have got away. I agree, Comedy. I agree. Yeah. flowers. You have to come all the way to another dimension to find flowers. Oh, don't worry, comedy. I wasn't. Good. Come on, let's go. Yes. I'll see you lot when I see you. So Paul and Comedy head off to the other dimension version of Birmingham. But meanwhile, elsewhere, so who was responsible for the strange skeletal creature and his friends who emerged from the lake? The answer is as follows. Who is responsible? Is it Lee Freeman? The other dimensional Lee Freeman?
No, 'tis I! Back home! Yes. Very strange, that young chap knowing about Sutton Park. I didn't know he had anything to do with it. Never mind. I must away and deal with that wretched Colin.
Another dimensional back of. That's a turn up for the books. Meanwhile, in the other dimensional Birmingham, it's fine to mention Colin like that. I don't know. This battery's about to run out, so we'll just do that in the off little bit. Hello? Do you recognise me? This is me, Paul. I know you. I don't know if you know me though. Comedy? Hi. The keys that I have for my house seem to work in this, well, in this other dimension. I'm in the house, my house. I don't know. I've got to go and check see if my room is there still. Oh dear. I do hope this is. Everything looks pretty much similar, so I hope it's the same landlord and everything. I'm not going to get chucked out, or they've got Tulliver the cat still here. Hiya. Comedy. Everything looks about the same, Paul. There's nothing different. Just very quiet. I think we should go to your room and see if we can get in there. We are definitely in the wrong dimension, it would seem, but if we have a home base, if you have a room here, then at least we'll have a base to work out how we can get back. Sounds good to me, Comedy. Let's go then. Yes. Upstairs. felt, Paul. It looks the same, doesn't it? Yep. Same posters, same bed, door was open, TV's on. Same photograph of Gavin I got in. Cleo! Cleo! Cleo?
It's 12:09 p.m.
He's not speaking properly, he's just telling the time.
12:09 p.m.
Cleo! She doesn't... Something very strange. They're different in this dimension, Clive and Cleo. Comedy. Oh, let's have a look in here. Oh, this Paul, it's George. George, hello. Hi. What's going on here? Who are you? What are you doing here? What? What? George? It's us, Paul and Comedy. What are you doing here? This is my house. But we live here. But don't be so stupid, this is my house. How do you know my name? What are you doing here? You have to call the police. No, George, please. Let us explain. You'll explain nothing. You're intruders. I want to get rid of you. Rid of you now. What I want to know is how you got in my house. How did you break in? You burglars? Did I leave the door open or something? We've got keys. That's the thing. What do you mean you've got keys? Look, I live in this house by myself. Me and my cat Tulliver. I have a son called Gavin, and I live here by myself. Okay? No one else has a key. What are you here for? Why are you lying to me? Oh, Gavin, we know your son, Gavin. Look, please let us explain. Please let us explain. Don't do anything. We need your help. You're the only familiar face we've seen since we've got here. Please, George, let's tell you before you get rid of us, please. Cleo, there's no Cleo. Clive. What are you doing? Clive.
It's 12:14 p.m.
Why are you talking to a clock? Oh, please, we've got to explain. We've got to explain. We need your help. Okay. Do your explaining. But it better be good. It better be damn good. Sometime later, in George's room.
Oh. Well, our story must sound very strange to you, Mr. George, but we know all of your people, you know? This is how we got here. We went through a maze, and we believe we came out in another dimension. That is all we can say. We can't expect you to believe us sincerely, but it is true. We're not making it up. We just want to get back, that is all. But we need to find out where we are, how we got here. You know, we need to find where we are so we can find out how to get back. I don't know how we can get back, that is the thing. That's basically it, George. I'm sorry, that's all we know.
I don't know. It's an amazing story, but I really... You say there is another dimensional version of myself? A dimension where that clock of mine, that clock of mine speaks and talks, and that bird thing, that... Oh. And what do you say about Elaine? In the other dimension, you were married to her for a while. Married to her? I wouldn't have gone out with her if I... Well, she's really not my type, I'm sorry, but you know, I'm into inflatable Santa Claus women. That's how Gavin was born. I'm sorry, but... No, she's a good friend, but she's got her own relationship, and I never thought it. Dear oh dear. Things sound like they're very different in your dimension. Yes, well they are, that's the thing. And we really want to get back, and we don't belong here. Yes, and you say that this is your house in the other dimension. Well, it's not my house, it's where I live. Oh, right. My goodness. I've never heard of time travel or other dimensions. Strange. Yes. Yeah, what I've noticed, there have been a lot of differences in our conversation, but what I really have noticed is that over there you've got a picture with the word Sutton Park on. Does Sutton Park mean anything to you other than just it being a park? Because that's probably to us the reason why we're here. Most evil places on this planet, on my planet anyway. My goodness. No, you know about Sutton Park. I mean, you know about it. Yeah, in our dimension it is... I mean, I first discovered it was evil a few years ago. But since the last few years, my life has just been dominated by it. In a sort of evil way? Yes. Numerous friends of mine have gone by the wayside due to it. It's an evil place. George, you don't work for evil, do you? No, of course not. I should hope that my George counterpart in the other dimension doesn't. No, he works against it as well. Oh, well, it sounds like we're quite similar people. You know about Sutton Park, then? Yeah, I believe it was sort of the powers of Sutton Park might have brought us to this other dimension. I really don't know how we got here, but nothing. No, that's fine. That solves all our problems, Paul. You get my full backing. If you're working against the park, whether it be in this dimension or the other dimension, fine by me. Listen, there's a resistance movement against the park. I work as a, I'm a very, a law-abiding member of the community. I'm afraid in this dimension, a lady called Katrina runs the whole community, but I've heard of her. You have? Yes. That doesn't sound good. Dictatorship. Yes, but it very much is some sort of kind of dictatorship. Anyway, I don't get myself involved in the park in any public way. I don't make a fuss about it, but I do have a lot of contacts with the resistance. But I am basically the sort of person who recruits people and passes them on to the resistance. I would advise that you go to Sutton Park and try and contact that resistance. They might be able to help you. Run by a good friend of mine. And let me just say, as I said, if you are working in Sutton Park, you're welcome to stay here. Use this as a base. Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, Paul. We have got some friends in this dimension. They're going to help us get back.
And I wish you all the luck in the world.